how do you take a run? Whoa, and then just stop and end it in a cool way. And how do you improvise like that? Because it's so rapid, it's so fast, right? And most people would compose something first and then start playing that when they meet with the guys to practice. But I will show you a simple practice method that you can use, and then you can end any run in any way you like. Or you can go into a slower melodic line, and it's really simple, and it's only practicing one thing to end all runs. But before we do, I should say you should go to our website, download the jam track you just heard, and the tabs that comes with this lesson. Sign up for our free program here. You can watch all the other videos as well and download them. And we have a new program bundle out that you should go check out by signing up and going to our website and all of that. But let's look into this now. So, previous lessons, I assume that you have watched all the previous videos, and then we go straight into saying, okay, if we have a bridge, if we have a platform that we discussed that we can stand on, and then, develop our runs from there. We can take a break like a car, running its engine even though it's not moving, and we can just stay there with something that's fairly easy for us to do. Then we can also make sure that we can come out of that and end it in a cool way. Because if we can do that, then we can take any sequence or run, wherever we come from, go into our bridge, because that's what we learned in the previous video. And then from that bridge, we can end it. But then, Claus, I'm going to play the run and then I'm going to end it. No, you're not. Because with time, as you do this more and more, then you play the bridge fewer and fewer times before you're able to end it, until the very point where you only play it once. And the bridge, the one I designed anyway, and that I use, is only 4 notes, up and down a scale. So that's nothing. It's not like you hear that every time you play before you end the line. It's going to sound like an integral part of the run you're playing. So how do we practice that? Well, we just use our basic logic here. The jam track you just heard is an A minor, and it's basically the same chord progression as before. You have the A minor first, then the dominant of E major. So first you can use the A minor scale, natural minor, with the A minor arpeggio. Ending and beginning all your lines on the arpeggio note, using the scale notes as passing tones. Then the E comes by, and then you can use the A flat diminished arpeggio, right? And the A harmonic minor scale for that chord. Sounds really cool. So we have our bridge, and in this case, it's in the 5th, 6th, and the 8th fret on the B string, just an example. And then we have the lower note in the 7th fret on the G string. Excuse me. So what we do is we practice ending this plateau here, this little loop, at any point. So if I stop, first we just stop the loop, right? Okay, say I stop the loop when I have my first finger in the 3rd fret, or 5th fret in this case, on the B string. That enables all my other fingers. I have 3 fingers here. I can go to any note. I can go to the 8th fret high E string, the 7th fret high E string, the 8th fret on the B string, or in this case of A minor, the 6th fret on the B string. So that is the first level. I can practice. And I can just do this. You can't naturally just do this. You have to practice ending on these. That's the whole point. You practice these simple endings, and then that becomes more complex endings. But you have to practice them. You have to practice coming out of the loop into these endings. And if you can go into the loop from any run, then you can also end any run on any note, because you just put in that loop there. Right? I can also hit the 7th fret on the G string. Right? I'm just simply ending the loop on the 1st finger, and then I'm picking one note to end on. So you design an exercise where you start with the 8th fret, 4th finger, high E string. Right? Once you have that ability to hit those notes, you can slide them up or down. You can go, right? 3rd finger in the 7th fret, you can slide that down or up, right? And then you can find really cool notes to end on. You can put on your headphones if you have some, or just switch on the jam track, and then you can start using these endings. And let me just try and illustrate that for you. you simply make sure that you can control your endings from that point. But just going into playing a note and sliding that up or doing vibrato on it is one thing. Another is to go into a slower line. But if you have the first level first, that you can end on any note that's not the first finger because that's the last note in the loop you played, then you can just continue playing a slower line. You can say, okay, I'm going to end on the fourth finger. What can I play from there? Oh, that's pretty cool. Right? So I experiment by taking that note, playing a slower line. I can do another note. Right? So you can just imagine spending, hours doing this, hours playing the loop, ending it in different ways, going into slower lines, designing slower lines, just having the jam track run in the background. Every time you find something that sounds cool, you repeat it 10, 20 times. You just stay with it, and the same loop over and over again. You don't do other loops. You just stay with the same loop, and that loop becomes easier and easier to play. It becomes easier and easier for you to go into that loop because you're also doing the exercise in the previous video and the previous. And so gradually you build the ability to play any sequence, go into your platform or bridge, and then from that bridge go into an ending, either a single note or a slower line. Bridge. Ending. Now I'm not going to play the loop so much. Just going to play one or two instances of it. See if you can hear it in there. Now I'm just going to play it, almost just one time, right? And then it disappears completely. Right? And gradually what happens is, like I heard somebody say, don't remember, I think it was martial arts, that you learn all the different moves, the hits, the kicks, everything, and then once you start getting to the point of mastery, you don't think about any of it. It disappears. Like, you practice all the improvisational techniques, and then once you play, they all disappear. All the different concepts and stuff just disappears. And the same thing happens here, that the loop disappears. You just have the ability now to end every run on whatever note you want in a very cool way. But it starts with the concept in your head about practicing coming out of the bridge, the loop, and getting into it from everywhere. So instead of having these 200 columns that each represent a loop or, a sequence or a run or something you can do, a lick, you just connect them to the same freaking loop and just one loop like this. And then you can go from there to everywhere else. It's the most amazing thing, and it decreases the amount of practice time you have to use drastically, like really. So look into it. And we have a little bonus session for you here that I want you to go check out right now, because if you take all the phrasing techniques, we've been focusing a lot on playing fast, there's a lot of other phrasing techniques. How do you practice those? How do you bring your phrasing, like bending, sliding, vibrato, all of those cool techniques up to the highest level? And I'm going to give you my simple method of doing that in that very short video that you can find as the next video here. So see you in there.